I'm Christian Marr from the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation. My guest today is Erin Sweeney. Erin is the AmeriCorps Vista volunteer with Creating Landscapes Learning Center. Hopefully Erin will be able to tell us a little bit more about what the Learning Center does. So Erin, tell us about, well, the Learning Center, but specifically I wanted to know about a grant that we made to the Creating Landscapes garden at Ackerman Farm.
Yes. The official title is the Creating Landscapes for Families Community Garden at the Ackerman Farm. Took us 3 years to come up with that title, so it's
a little long-winded.
Yeah, it is a little long-winded, absolutely.
But it explains a little bit of what you do.
It does. So the Creating Landscapes Learning Center just became a nonprofit last spring in 2011, and we oversee a private K-4 school, which is called the Learning Center, and then we also oversee the Community Garden Project and the Creating Landscapes for Families academic year program. So the garden started in 2010, and we started with about 25 families from 2nd District Elementary School, primarily low income, and farmed about an acre of land on donated space from Bob Ackerman, who's a farmer. He owns about 80 acres out on Kennedy Hill Road, and he was generous enough to say that for as long as we would like to be farming out there with our families, he'll provide the space, and he also provides the maintenance of the land, which is really important. So we worked with those families for that first summer and grew a wide variety of vegetables and fruits. And then as that was our pilot season, we got to the end of the year and said, what do you guys think? Do you want to continue? Was this fun? And it was overwhelming. They loved it. And they've continued to say that the garden helps them not only in learning more about how to grow and produce their own food and then how to use those healthy fruits and vegetables that we're growing, but also building a really strong community and getting to know other people in the community that they may not have been able to interact with before, because we have families that come from a very wide range of backgrounds across the entire school district. So we have families coming together that absolutely never would have met each other before and are forming these relationships, which is what a lot of families have told us is the most important aspect to them. So that was the first year, and then during the academic year, the program director for Creating Landscapes for Families, who is Joyce Clausen, was already running a program on Tuesday and Thursday evenings for families from 2nd District, and we are now in the 4th year of that program. So that program was a lot more focused on parents spending time together with their children and family bonding time, but also learning social skills and how to work with your kids, how to educate your kids in a really positive way. So we do a lot of activities in terms of skill building. So we do sewing, we do woodworking, we've taken Zumba classes, we've learned how to make and use hula hoops. So whatever families are interested in doing, and that program is very family driven. So both the garden and the academic year program are completely based off of what parents are interested in doing. We have parental advisory boards that tell us this is what we'd like to do, and we move forward based on their choices. So we went into our 2nd season of the garden last summer, and then coming out of that season, the families asked us to incorporate an after-school program into the family evening program. So we now run Tuesdays and Thursdays, an after-school program, a meal, and then the family evening program.
Cool. So how can people in the community support your mission, support this work?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. We are, as a new nonprofit, the reason that we even went for our nonprofit status was so that we could become tax deductible and actually have people be able to support us in a larger way. So one of the biggest ways that we run is off of volunteer support. The garden would not be possible without the hundreds of hours of volunteer support that have been given from community members, from college students, from high school students, middle school students.
And the grant we made was for transportation from the school to the garden.
Right, and I was going to say grants have made a huge difference in our ability to run the garden because a lot of our families, being low income, don't have their own transportation out to the garden.
Right.
So with the Crawford Heritage Foundation grant, we are now able to offer families a CATA bus ride from 2nd District Elementary out to the garden, which is about 3 miles.
Cool. So you also need volunteers.
We do. And volunteers actually can also use the CATA bus. That's another really great aspect of having this funding. So we can have college students or community members that would like to just volunteer also get on the bus and take it out. So that's a great way to do the transportation for that as well.
What kinds of skills do your volunteers need, though? Do they all have to be expert gardeners?
Absolutely not. I was not an expert gardener when I started. In fact, I knew very little about gardening. So we really are just looking for people that are interested in spending time outdoors with kids, with parents. People that have an interest in gardening are fantastic, but people that know something about nutrition, know something about any kind of outdoor education. We also are very strongly based in the arts. Creating Landscapes is an aesthetic education program. So we have the kids doing a lot of different art projects when we're out there. We've done yoga, we've done dance, we've created songs. So anybody that has any of those types of skills, we've had woodworkers, we've had fishermen come out and tell us what fish are in our ponds. So truly anything that people would like to share, we can always find a space for them.
Very interesting. Now, what do you think the effect would be on the community if we didn't have this program?
Well, I think we are the only community garden going in town right now. So for people that either don't have the means, the space, or the time to do their own garden, it creates a really wonderful opportunity because we don't have individual plots. It's one very large garden.
Okay.
So people can just come out and work when they can. We ask people to come out 4 times a month, but they know that that garden is going to be maintained even when they're not there. So it's really nice for those folks that don't have time to do their own, and it's creating an opportunity for people to have access to fresh produce all summer long. There are a lot of CSA programs in town, Christian, but those all have a cost associated.
Sure.
We have no cost for families that qualify for free and reduced price lunch in the school district or that qualify for any other government assistance program. And then any other family that would like to join, we just ask for a small donation.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you again for your time today, Erin. I
Thank you.
appreciate hearing more about the program, and I hope you will get some volunteers out of this.
Thank you very much, Christian.